Hi, I'm Chris from the Secret Gallery, and today I'm going to be doing a video tour of our current show, Is That Your Horse? And we're going to start here with Hickory Mertz. And Hickory comes to us courtesy of the River Sea Gallery. And Hickory paints still lifes. He sometimes paints a collection of people's favorite objects as a way of doing a portrait of the person. And he combines objects to create sort of deeper meaning in the still life. His work here is an inspiring example of what cowboy art might look like in the present day. His work defies trendiness and returns us to the timeless and increasingly important question: what does the relationship between humans and nature look like? Hickory's message is subtle and powerful because of his strong visual aesthetic and technical abilities. The initial beauty and detail in his work is so compelling it's almost impossible to not look at them. It's our theory that Hickory's self-taught hand and the nature of his ephemeral still lifes contribute to the compelling beauty of his work. Hickory's work often combines the natural world with human objects and suggests the rejuvenation that nature brings through the decomposition of our debris. Next up, we're going to talk about Sam Vaughan. And Sam Vaughan's work draws from history, literature, and the Bible, and often puts characters from history and literature into exaggerated or silly Western scenes. Sam is an avid reader and bibliophile, and he often combines Latin phrases that may or may not have meaning with these sort of images that he comes up with, and has certain characters such as General Custer and naked women and people from the World War II and the atomic age in these paintings and these etchings. He uses sort of old techniques like etching and stone lithography exclusively and sort of shies away from modern technical methods of creating art. In this one here, Study for Atomic War number 7, the figures here going clockwise, starting with the man with the hat, that is Robert Oppenheimer. And then going clockwise, we have General Groves, Enrico Fermi, Edward Teller, and the woman is just a random muse based on Sandy's friend Meredith. The second one is General Custer on the right here, and then another panel that he did later that adds in the woman and sort of explains what that object is in the left side of General Custer, and she's hammering a note onto this strange penile kind of a plant. And we have the Death Valley Madonna here. And this one, we have Madonna holding a slightly alive little figure of Jesus. And the Latin phrase in the bottom, which Sam says is Google Translate, translation of little religion. Colin College is a painter based in Phoenix, Arizona. And he's been featured in numerous magazines and newspapers, such as Juxtapose, the LA Times, and High Fructose. We are really lucky to have this work entitled Western Family in our gallery right now. Colin calls himself a portraitist, but he's obviously much more than that. Colin, before he became a full-time painter, spent some time as a truck driver and sort of gained this appreciation, this keen sense of America and American landscapes. And you can really see this come through in his paintings. And he's fabulous at painting likenesses of people, but there's always something amiss, and some sort of background that's strange, or texture, or position of some element that just makes the work a little bit disturbing. If his work is unsettling at times, it's because they offer a vision of a keen observer of nature, humanity, and art. Morrison Pierce is a man on the move. He's the son of a long-haul truck driver, and he spends a lot of time just driving around, staying in places very briefly, and then moving on. And his animated way of expressing himself and of always being in search of something or on the go really comes through in his work. And you can see it in his rapid brush strokes. And he uses these vibrant colors often to portray very dark scenes. Morrison also has a killer sense of humor that often comes through in the titles of his works. The one here with Annie Oakley is titled Guns, Chicken, Liquor for Sale. And then we have the one here with Lone Ranger and Tonto, which plays on the name of the show, and it's titled Is That Your Horse? Which also, sort of calls into question the intelligence of the TV cowboys here. Next up is Jill McMarish, and Jill is the curator of the Secret Gallery, and her works are often construed as narrative, but they don't really start that way. She tends to take characters, usually animals, and put them in situations or in poses or with objects that they normally wouldn't be found with. And this work here, entitled For Whom the Bell Tolls, actually started in a much more lighthearted way with the idea of using the cow for the Western show and combining it with the cowbell, sort of as a play on Will Ferrell's More Cowbell skit. With the events starting in the last few weeks with the outbreak of the global pandemic, this one took a much darker turn and is now titled For Whom the Bell Tolls, and calls back to the poem For Whom the Bell Tolls, talking about the connectedness of man and how something that affects one of us affects all of us. Next up is Kay Spear. Kay Spear has a degree in journalism and kind of an obsession with words, the interplay between words and images. In these current works, she has some found photos along with words and paintings on glass. In previous works, she's used phrases that she'd hear throughout the day and cover sculptures with those. Her work uses this combination of all these different techniques and different objects to create sort of more meaning and to interplay between the words and the images and create something really spectacular.
Just saying. I'm like, oh yeah.